Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Introduction to Business Online. We're going to be starting week 4. We'll be covering chapters 6 and 7. This is only going to be about, hopefully I make it underneath 15 minutes, but I will. Last week you came up with your new products and new ideas, and I think this forum was the most active forum with the participation for those who participated within the discussion board. Some of you I could see we got a few more people coming in. They're beginning to see, hey, these forums are important. They provide 20 points. They provide a way for me to improve on my writing skills, provide a way for me to improve on my communication skills in my virtual environment, which is a requirement in most businesses, as I mentioned before. So now you have an idea. Many of you have assisted other people's ideas. Remember, when you get those ideas or comments saying, did you look at this or did you think of this? Don't take that as a personal offense. You look at that, say, okay, from that person's perspective or his or her viewpoint, which represents a demographic of a type of a thinking of a customer base that I'm trying to enhance to either try my product and become a regular customer or client of my services. Remember, whether I'm opening up a small business, a brand new service, or as some of you we mentioned here before, existing businesses and what do we have to do to expand or maintain and become sustainable. When I mean sustainable, the next 5 years I have some kind of income, hopefully higher than a break even. For every dollar of sales that comes in, a good business, a startup business, maybe from about 10 to 15%, it comes back to the business where I'm looking at some kind of profitability. Whether you use that when we go forward to enjoy yourself because this is what I did, it's my job, I get some extra money, profitability, or you reinvest into the business. What you'll learn is called retained earnings. And all businesses, small or large, even a corporation, to give so much money back to dividends to the owners, or in your case, if you're a small business, your profits comes back to you, your paycheck, for lack of better words. And then the other part of it is that the business could be sustainable, or I retain the money and go back into business to grow, open up a new market, or just to get become more effective, efficient by more use of my capital. That's what we learned in a previous chapter from economics, utilizing our resources. Okay, so what do we have this week? So anyway, you're doing well. The exams. This is the first time. Remember, you only had 25 questions, 5 questions per chapter, and the last chapter I had was a written assignment. So I was looking for an essay type of question, at least 1 or 2 paragraphs. Some of you gave me a few sentences. Come on. Remember, there were 5 points each, only 2 questions, and this helps you write and take not only like a. Otherwise, you're just like repeating. You're like a parrot. Oh, here's the definition of this. I know this, but here you actually have to say in your own words, still using business terms and concepts of how to respond to it. Okay, so most of you got 5 points, 4 points. If you wrote something, I gave you some points, but I'm expecting a little bit more. Okay, that's why I give you those questions to help you, not to bring down your grade. Okay, you had more than enough time to do the work. So I think the averages I had, you worked out pretty good. You had I had A's, B's, C's, and I had a couple of D's and a couple of F's. So, it happens. Okay, usually this test I would have had 50 questions, multiple choice. So I gave you 25 questions, and so I figured you could at least focus in more on the questions I wanted. And remember, when I give you the questions, I know a lot of students are looking. Oh, let me think about this. You also have to look and you're exposed to the other parts of the book, or how that question or that concept I'm asking for is interconnected with the rest of the book, the rest of the questions I may not ask. Remember, each chapter you're looking at, it's a self-sustained discipline, so you have to understand the different parts. I can only test you on a few aspects of it. Now, if you've been doing the Learn Smart, some students haven't been doing the Learn Smarts at all. You still could do it. Remember, we're only in week 4. You have we're in chapter 6 or 7, but don't wait up too long because you're never going to pass this class without doing the Learn Smart. you know, you may get a D. That means you got A's and B's and everything else. And people who don't do the Learn Smart, most likely you don't have the book, you don't have the software to help you retain, and repetition is what all the Learn Smart basically is, to get you to know the vocabulary and the words. So no matter how I ask you a question, if you know the basic premise of that concept, I could critical thinking. You know, you're not a parrot, not automatic pilot. I look at the question. Here's the facts I have. I take this, and now I'll be able to respond to the question. That's why I like the written assignments, because then I actually know what you're doing, and not that you're just a good guesser. Okay. So we've taken care of that. So let's see what we have for week 4. Week 4 will be open. Usually I give you to Saturday to keep up all your work. Try to do it ahead of time. And you know, some of you in the forums, you only did 1 or 2 posts. I'm kind of, especially if you're just coming in. So I'm saying, okay, I'll give you a break. Just week 4. After that, you're just losing a point. You know, if you get 5 points out of 20, still an F. But 5 points are 5 points. But what I'm saying is the forms are well. They're easy, not easy, but makes you actually be able to communicate to other individuals a point of view other than oral communication I'm doing now. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go on week 4. You see, week 4 is not open for you, but it will be by usually by Sunday morning, because I figure you get all your work done by Saturday. Sunday, you start in the new week. You have my quick video. You're looking at that. Here's the links for the 2 Learn Smart assignments, 15 points each. They're not bad. It helps you remember the exams and the questions we had. We had your first exam are basically based from the questions that you're asked in or concepts and vocabulary from your Learn Smart. This week you have 2 discussion boards. So you're going to click on here. You're going to have the first one, and you know, read it. You can do it on your own. You know, discuss your assessments. You're going to do 2 assessments. You're going to come in there, and they're going to have one: do I want to be an entrepreneur? And the other one: do I want to be a leader? What you're going to find on this chapter, the same skill sets for an entrepreneur. I'm self-starting. I'm self-motivated. I accept failures. I know how to think out of the box. I know how to communicate well. I understand the financial. I understand all the different disciplines. I'm a critical thinker. Everything that you need to be as a leader is the same skill sets you need as an entrepreneur. And remember, a leader is also a manager, a first-line supervisor. A lot of people lead, and they don't have to have an official title. It's just because they have the charisma, they have the character, they have the knowledge. Everything you read about in a chapter, or you should have read about in a chapter, okay? So you'll answer those questions, and remember, you will not see other students posting. I'll try to answer by Monday midnight, the latest. I'll still kind of give you a little break if you hit me by Tuesday morning, but afterwards, because I want you to discuss it in the classroom. You ask a question, you respond to me. If you do it all at the last day, no one's responding to you, no one's even reading it. They're going on. It's like, oh, that's last week's mail, I got this week work to do. Get that communication. And look at it this way: when you're communicating with people, some people don't respond to you. Keep on asking them, hey, how about this? Eventually they respond to you. How do you get customers coming into your business? How do you, as a manager, get people to open up and talk to you? Not to say, well, I got to open the door policy, nobody showed up. You have to go and talk to them. You have to entice them. You have to make the first movement. And if they don't make a movement, do something else. That's how I get this. Called motivation, how you bring clients in, okay? Now, the other, so you have this one, okay? So you have the one forum, and there should be another forum. There's going to be another one that's going to be a 5-point forum, and that one is just going to be as a water cooler. Just give me, you got a post. I don't care what you post. Just say, I got no questions, or I got questions. In the subject area, I got questions. How hard is the exam? Or about this, and I'll try to respond to that. Again, as in the forums and network, if someone went in the discussion board, knows the response to the question, because they read all my other stuff in here that I have in here, information about that outside is posted. You'll find it in there. Respond to that student just like you would do it in your network or your team at work. And someone say, hey, how do I find this piece of paper? Dr. George wants this for a presentation. And someone say, okay, Joe or Sally or Emma, here's how you would find this information. Or Jesse, whatever. You know what I mean? So you help each other out, even though I don't get none in return. But when I need something, they will help me. Remember, you're developing, not only learning the subject matter that I'm teaching. The reason the forums, the discussion board, for lack of better words, are for you to learn that social professional skills to be successful with your customers online, with your teammates online, with your boss online, your supervisor, or your peers, or even your network. Little different. Remember, we're on Twitters, we're on Snap-on, we're Snap-it, we're on different social, Facebook, whatever, on different social, LinkedIn, on different social networks, media, and we respond to that media. What's the acceptable conversation, or the way I respond back to them? Do I just give them a quick tweet? Do I do it there? In business, it's all professional. First name you use in there, you give me at least a paragraph or two explaining what you want to do, not longer. If it's long in a paragraph, you attach a memo or a written document within that. And you could also do that in a form. If you find a link that you kind of like, attach the link in there. I think I give you the rights on that. The other thing is, when you do your first post, you can always edit your first post as long as no one has responded to it. Now we're going forward, you're building your business, so make sure you look at, or your product, your line, make sure you look at this business feasibility information. I'm going to change it to paper information so you know what you have to do. In the forums, help each other out. When the forum closes, you may not be able to see everyone else's posting unless only the posting and the replies the students did to you. So if there's something you want, start your file now. Business 121 online, George's hot dog stand, and you've got the 7 headers that's going to be in there. We'll be talking a little bit further down. Read it first, then ask those questions, and after each 7 headers, something I got in the forum, pull it out and put it in there. Remember, the forum is closed, it's gone. Except for if you interacted with everybody else, you'll be able to see it. If you only interacted with one person, you're only going to see that one person's posting, and you might have missed a whole thing. Remember, even though they're not your business, they're still using the same concepts. How do I market? How do I lead? What do I do? How do I get customers? What's my pricing? You know what I mean? It's a systematic way. So you could say, oh man, I didn't think about that. Oh geez, that could work for my business. Or maybe I want to connect with that business owner, and we could do, I'm a baker and you're I don't want to say candlestick maker, I'm joking around. I'm going my poetry. I'm a baker and you're basically a convenience store or a hot dog place, and you have breakfast in the morning, or you're for like a 7-Eleven, or you're a gas station, and you want to have the donuts. So even though, I'll sell it to you by bulk, I'll even drop them off at a lower price, so you could still make some money off of that. But we're not connecting, and we're in the same demographic. We're in the Chamber of Commerce, and we're all in Lake Zurich or Grays Lake or whatever, in that economic town or system, if you want to call it, right? And you're helping each other. I'm in here to get gas. I'll get your food. Hey, these are pretty good. Oh, yeah. They also they have cakes and everything else. We just buy this here for them, so they may check out your bakery on the way. Okay, and that's okay. So we have this. Let's see what else we have in here. And so you're going to have 2 in there. They'll just come up because the form's not in there. Your links. You have my mind maps. Remember, here's the links. You can find them. Print them out before you do the reading chapters. Add into it. It gives you good usage of your vocabulary. So when you're in the discussion board thinking, oh, what should I use? My concept maps has all the key vocabulary, and you can say, okay, use this, and this one, okay, I'm a leader, I'm a self-starter, a motivator. Yes, I think those are skill sets we need in business, okay? All right, so that's it. So make sure you do the 2, when you come in here, when you says in the discussion board, you're going to have 2 links in there. There's going to be one for entrepreneur, and one's going to be for where you make a good leader or something. All right, so I'll see you online in the forums. Be active. Flip on here. I created a folder, so everything's in here. Week 4 will be open in a few, usually by Sunday morning, so you get a head start, and we're up and live by, Monday. You'll do your first posting to me, and then the discussion starts again. And look, I enjoy reading your posts, and you should, even though you don't respond to everyone, you should read the other individuals' posts. This is how you learn. You take from the author, you see how people are saying, hey, this happens in my business, and we're going on. I think in the last business was a post that someone, the business was so popular, they couldn't keep up with the customers, so you had to scale down on their advertising and marketing. Come on, man. I want all those customers, but if I don't have enough people working, filling those orders, and the orders are late or the quality drops, it's just as bad as not having any customers at all. All right. So my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and again, enjoy you on this online class. And this is a quick overview for week 4. We'll be covering chapter 6. I think that's entrepreneur. Ties in with chapter 5, which was business, and chapter 7 is leadership. All of them basically the same skill sets and attributes you need to either run a business or run a department or be an active team leader or a supervisor within an organization. And I'll see you online. Thank you very much. Bye.